Welcome to the Sports Lounge. Oh, what a week it has been. Glad to be here in the Sports Lounge with the one and only star of our program, Mr. Fred Dryer. Fred, welcome to your show.
Thanks so much. I appreciate being invited into my own living room. I should say lounge. This is my lounge, isn't it?
I like what you've done with the cushions and all that kind of stuff. It's nice.
And the green decor really hits it off, doesn't it?
It's something else, and there's so much stuff to talk about, and you're looking dapper and pretty good looking here today. I mean, everything good with you?
Well, you know.
What's wrong?
I'm fresh off of my latest attendance to the Dodger game.
Oh, so you were going to the game. I believe that was that big scoring game the other night, wasn't it? Like 15-3,
13-5,
13-5. A big explosion.
It was just an orgasmic explosion of baseballs flying all over the freaking place.
That was just last week. Hold on a second. I'm just looking in the mailbag. I don't see that I had received tickets to the game. It was just you that got the tickets?
It was just me, yeah. I go.
You're proud of that. You get a kick out of that.
You're
smiling at me.
I go, well, I have different stratas of friendsps.
Thank you. That makes me feel even better.
No, but it has nothing to do with how diminished you might be. but it's all about different friends have different circles of social conduct.
So I can take you out and buy dinner for you, and the other people can take you to ball games. Is that
yeah? Right now, that's where you are right now.
I'm at the. That's really great. I get to.
I had a girlfriend in college that I'd see her on campus, and
yes,
and I'd say I was stuck for a conversation. Actually, I said, "Let's go get some lunch."
Did she pay?
So we go out. I said, I don't have my wallet with me.
That's good, Fred. That's good.
No, actually, I treated my girlfriends very, very well, actually.
You did?
Yeah, I bought them all kinds of stuff.
That's good.
Even when I didn't have any money. I borrowed the money to give them
stuff. You borrowed from one to pay.
That's when you know you're really either stupid or you really like someone. Or both.
Something else. So
listen, here, I'm going to, I'm at the game.
Yeah.
And, the score is the score. But one of the most exciting things happened.
Ronce came by the box.
No. Well, he did, actually.
He did. That's good.
Yeah. And I went up into the press box and I saw my friend Ken Gurnick.
Oh, yeah.
Sports writer who covered the Rams, who knows me quite well.
So you went into the press box?
Yes.
How did you get in there with
Vin Scully press box.
How did you get in there without a press credential? Because I
went up to the guy, and David Vassay said, "Hey, let's let Fred and in here and take a look around, and we want to see somebody. Just give us a little pass for a half hour, and we'll go in
so
and
you
mingle."
Got a press credential.
And then we gave the credential back to the guy at the door, Jimmy, and then we left.
But I told you and I can get press credentials and go in that press box anytime.
Well,
but of course, your friend David Vassay let you go in there for a half hour, so that's a real big deal for you. Congratulations.
Well,
did you get a free hot dog?
Well, I got to see Kevin Kennedy.
Did you get a free hot dog?
I didn't want any of that stuff they have in there.
They have a pretty good buffet there in the press box if you catch them on good nights.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And you didn't want any of that?
It's better than the Kings.
Oh, you ate at the Kings. Just please, just take it easy.
Way better than the Kings.
You ate at the Kings, and you ate them out of everything they had in the way of salad
department.
Well, maybe
someone in the organization will hear this complaint and fix things up over there. So when I show up...
You've fallen out of favor to go to the Kings games now officially.
When we come back from this rude interruption we have here, I want to talk about what happened at the game.
All right, we'll talk about that straight ahead. It is the Sports Lounge. Follow Fred Dryer on Twitter, Fred_Dryer, D-R-Y-E-R, Facebook.com/The Real Fred Dryer. And, of course, you can email him, Fred Dryer, D-R-Y-E-R, at crntalk.com.
My number two does not look like a number two. I don't know what to call it. Is there a number three?
Table for 4, please. Anything close to the restroom.
A middle seat with these stomach problems? That's my fear of flying.
Sound like you? If it does, you could be one of the many people with a digestive condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Even if you don't know what EPI is, you might know the symptoms. Frequent diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain. If you have even just one of these symptoms, you could still have EPI, because not everybody experiences EPI the same way, which is why it's so important to open up to your doctor about all your symptoms. And the good news is, EPI is manageable, so don't keep a lid on it. Go to identifyepi.com, complete the symptom checker, and use it to have a conversation with your doctor. Don't keep a lid on it. Visit identifyepi.com. Brought to you by AbbVie.
Welcome back here to the lounge. I'm Michael Horn, and the star of our show is the Sultan of Safeties, 2 safeties in 1 game, the all-pro defensive end, the acting legend, which I'll have an interesting story about the Hunter Show for you sometime on today's show. I'm talking about our buddy Fred Dryer.
Thank you. And listen, I was about to tell our folks out here
A story.
a story
went to
about
the
the
Dodger
Dodger game here the
this
other day.
way. It was a big rivalry, Dodger-Giant.
Dodger-Giants, yeah. I like the Giants.
They're in last place, but I like them too.
Yeah, I like 'em.
No, I don't. I like my favorite 2 teams are the Dodgers. My second favorite team, anybody playing the Giants. So anyway, tell us about the game.
So that's how you break it down?
Yep, those are my 2 favorite sports teams, Dodger baseball teams.
Well, here's mine. Want to know mine?
Yeah,
Dodgers, Yankees. And the Yankees moved up since I went to play for the Giants and played in Yankee Stadium.
I was never a big Yankee fan, but they moved up very recently when they have a dress code, and you won't see moron ball players with beards sitting out to here and scruffy-looking hair. The Yankees are a class organization, and if you want to play on their team, you better dress accordingly, and I like the Yankees because of that.
Well, there you go. And that's a good reason to like them.
Yep.
But so it's Dodgers, Yankees. Then we go Red Sox, Giants,
Oh, boy.
Cubs.
Really not. To me, it's
it's
Dodgers,
kinda like right around there.
Dodgers, Angels. Who else would I like? I love Mike Scioscia. Mike Scioscia is one of the great managers, and I love what he does.
We like certain players on
And that's
certain
why I like the
teams,
team.
But to like
I have my own list?
to like to have the
Can I-
have the association of a great organization that doesn't work.
I'm just saying Dodgers. These are my personals. You may not agree out there. Obviously, Fred doesn't. It's Dodgers, Angels. I would go Yankees, Cubs. I go Cubs, Yankees, and I don't know who else.
Well, you just copied my list.
No, I didn't. I didn't have the Red Sox. Come on, Red Sox.
Yeah, Red Sox.
Boston.
For 15 minutes I was a Patriot.
I remember that story. I almost took a job there, and
Wait
I was
a minute.
looking for apartments, and I went in and I took a smell, and it smelled like mold, and I said, I'm a California boy. I'm not going to live anywhere it might smell like mold.
Yeah, well, you made the right choice.
Thank you.
So here's
No
the deal.
offense to Boston.
We're in a game.
Sox.
We're in a game that goes back and forth, and the Dodgers are pounding away, and they eventually win the game 13-5.
Wait a minute. It didn't go back. It didn't go back and forth.
Yeah, it
if it
did.
was 13-3.
No.
It's 5?
It was 4-0. Then it was 6-4. Then it was 6-5.
Oh.
So it kind of was competitive, and then the Dodgers kind of cracked it open.
Okay, got it.
But the point here is,
Yes.
is what I'm getting to, and so I'm going to bend this into my complaint about Major League Baseball, and that is, I'm watching, and suddenly down the right field line,
Yeah.
hopping over the short left field wall, is a interloper. He gets on the field and he runs through the right field past Puig, and then he goes out into center field, and then as he's now mounting speed, before you even knew it, 10 what looked like Australian rugby guys, big bruiser guys who can run,
With cauliflower ears.
who can run, swarmed on him like an autoimmune reaction. They tackled this guy and drove him into the ground, and I've never heard the Dodger fans so excited before.
That there was a
And I'm watching this, and they cuffed him, and they give him a knee in the back, and they worked him over pretty good. They give him a couple jimmies, and so they popped him up and then walked him from right around mid center field back out through center field into the room back there, where, from what I understand, is where they give you the couple of Grouchos before they put you in the car.
Is that what they call it a couple of Grouchos.
They give you a couple of smacks
And
and,
say
and
the thing,
as a
"All right."
reminder that, you come back here again, we're going to take your clothes off.
So the crowd was happy that they caught this
No,
guy.
they were thrilled. Now, here's my point. This was so exciting. This was a guttural reaction to an approval and to a support that this organization has hired this security outfit that so quickly responded.
That's great to hear.
They really jumped the gun, and they really got this guy on the ground, and they sprinted after him. So the idea was, we're not going to hire a cop with a whistle and holding his hat on, and
Stop.
he's
Stop,
blowing the whistle.
sir.
Yeah, he's blowing the whistle.
Ah!
Yeah, and it goes on and on and on and on until
Yeah.
somebody shoots somebody. But
was good.
it was great. Now I'm thinking to myself, it revived in me my opinion about why baseball's so boring, and they have done everything they can to civilize what they think is civilizing everything.
Right.
They don't want any arguments. They don't want a manager coming out and arguing a play at second base. They don't want any disruption at all. They're just going to very politely, well, if you disagree, then stay in there. And the guy waves a little white handkerchief and says, we want to protest the call. Then the umpires get together and they walk over to the telephone areas and they call New York and have some bank of jerks back east look at the play and make a decision. And then the guy hangs up, takes the headphones off, and says either he's out or he's safe. And that's the end of this rhubarb. That's the end of protest.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I miss that in sports.
Yeah.
I miss it in baseball, certainly. I miss Tommy Lasorda doing it. I missed.
Yep.
I remember up in San Francisco when Walter Alston. This was a heated play at second base, and involved Jose Pagan and Maury Wills at second base.
Oh yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
And it was a real nice Friday night game on Channel 5. Anyway, here's what was beautiful about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't that the manager was so inflamed that he ran out. Walter Alston slowly walked out against the backdrop of this very exciting thing. So the two contrasts of how calm he was and how much he respected the authority of the play and the umpires, but he also stood there, and it gave him. He came into the fray. He came into the disruption at a very low key, and that way he was allowed to build while he was there through his argument. If he comes in hot, they throw him out almost
Of course,
immediately.
and he was kind of calm a little bit. Old Smokey.
Old
Walter
Smokey
Alston.
was of Dartown, Ohio, and he just came out and he went jaw to jaw with these guys, and it was great. It was great theater, and people just really liked it, and the TV coverage was right there.
Yeah, they had the cameras on him and everything.
It was heroic.
Remember
and it's
when
all
Leo
over now.
DeRocher kicked dirt on Jocko Conlon's shoes?
Yeah.
When they got a little dust up there at third base?
Oh, the theatrics was terrific.
great.
And you
It's gone
killed
now.
all of it.
He killed it all
You
because
killed it all.
the
Except-
politics of baseball.
Yeah, well, and it's government baseball, it's government sports, and now again, like last night, my biggest thrill of the evening was when the guy ran out and the Australian rugby guys dumped him.
Dumped him. It was,
I loved it.
now, I saw it on television, so I'm going to give you my version of it when we return. That straight ahead. Plus, we'll talk a little more. A lot of stuff happening in the world of sports, politics entering the world of ESPN. Stay tuned.
This is a report from Merck and the American Diabetes Association. Last year, Tim McGraw teamed up with Merck and the American Diabetes Association on America's Diabetes Challenge to encourage people with type 2 diabetes to work with their doctor to set and reach their blood sugar goals. He also called on people affected by the disease to share their stories.
It was great to hear from so many of you across the country, and I'm impressed by your dedication to managing your type 2 diabetes or helping a loved one who is. We listened to your experiences and identified common challenges like eating healthy, exercising, sticking to your treatment plan, and coping with your disease. Now, it's our turn to support you. We're offering tips to help you tackle these challenges head on, and we want to see how you're putting them into action. Share a photo, story, or video with us so we can see your progress.
Visit americasdiabeteschallenge.com to learn more and participate. Again, that's americasdiabeteschallenge.com.
You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422.
Mortgage rates are at all-time lows. If you have not refinanced your current mortgage in the last few years, you could be losing thousands of dollars a year by paying too high of an APR. And the place to call is LendingTree to find out how low you can go. We can match you with lenders offering some of the lowest rates APRs available. Some APRs are lower than 3%. Imagine how much money you can save every month if your current mortgage is at 6% or higher. And all it takes is one free call to LendingTree to match you with a lender who may be able to lower your current home mortgage rate. Learn how to potentially save thousands by refinancing your current mortgage. Call LendingTree right now. NMLS 1136.
800-628-5067. 800-628-5067. 800-628-5067. That's 800-628-5067.
We are back. It's the Sports Lounge. I'm Michael Horn along with the one and only Fred Dreyer. So here's what I saw. Fred's talking about going to a Dodger game this week, Dodger-Giant rivalry. Some moron jumps on the field and goes running out there, and about 10 of these guys, who I didn't know who they were, jump on him. Here's what I see. Back in the days of the great Vin Scully, Hall of Fame broadcaster, he would never have his producer or director, rather, put the camera on the person that was out on the field. And I always hated that. And Vinny would sit there and go, well, some crazy man is out there on the field, and we're not going to show it. We're not going to give it any kind of stuff. And so it was just him talking about it. But over the years, you got used to it, and you realized Vin was probably correct in his assessment. So now Vin's gone. They got the new kid up there who doesn't quite know what to do. And so all of a sudden, they have the camera instead of on Vin or anybody else. They might have it on some players, and you see the players smiling, and the fans are going crazy. And so you think the fans could be cheering for the guy that's running on the field. Hearing the story from my partner here and buddy Fred Dreyer, I now know they're cheering because the guy was tackled to the ground, and that's why the players were smiling, and everybody was glad they got this guy off the field. But even Oral Hershiser, who's the second man in the booth, saying, well, you know, it's a good thing they don't get to the players because those guys some of them are black belts. And then Joe.
Wait a minute. He said that?
Yeah. And so Joe says, you mean they've been trained for that? He says, no, but there were some guys that always had black belts or whatever that would put somebody down if they got near them. And I'm thinking this is like ridiculous talk on some dumb thing going on. Now it makes sense that what they were cheering was because they should have said there's a group of 10 guys that have just tackled this guy and smacked him to the ground, and he's not going to be walking too easily without pain over the next few days. Well, that's what they should have said.
Here's the deal.
What's his name? Joe. What's his name?
Joe Davis.
Joe Davis. That's right.
Betty Davis's son.
I did not
Here's
know
what.
that.
Oh,
you
yeah.
are full of information.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of
don't
stuff
believe
here
it.
too. I got a bunch of other stuff
Okay,
here.
I'm
Stuff
sorry,
you
so-
didn't know. You didn't know. I'm going to read this later on.
Okay.
Just remind me to read this stuff, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay,
This is
well,
stuff
yeah.
you didn't know. You didn't know.
Okay.
So I disagree. I've always disagreed with this philosophy. We're going to be above the fray and not show it. That's BS.
Show it.
This is a cinematic. This is a visual medium we live in. I want to see this guy get hammered. I want you to say, you want to run into the field? Here's what's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
You got 10 black belt guys out here. These guys, you Starkers, they're going to dump you and take you in the back room in center field and give you a couple of Grouchos before they cuff you and put you in the car. You want to jump over the fence? You're going to come away with a broken nose and replay it.
Yeah.
How they brought him to the
agree.
ground. That crowd never responded more vociferously during the entire game than they did for that moment.
It was great. It was fabulous. It's good. Now, the other good thing that happened to me this week concerning you is I talked to our buddy Gary Sinise, who's got a concert for defenders. This is a concert for an evening honoring the military and first responder communities. Going to happen May 12th in Los Angeles at the VA hospital, the Jackie Robinson Stadium. They're going to put the parking lot there as a concert venue, and they're going to have Five for Fighting, special guest star Catherine McPhee from American Idol, and Gary Sinise and the Lieutenant Dan Band. And they've got it's going to be a free concert on May 12th. Food trucks there. All this good stuff is going to be a great day. You can find out more by going to concertfordefenders.com. CONCERT, concert, FOR, for defenders, DEFENDERS.com. So while I'm talking to him, I mentioned that we had the great Fred Dreyer here at CRN. And he goes, Fred Dreyer. He goes, one of my early TV appearances was on a Hunter episode. And it was bringing back some memories. Do you remember when Gary Sinise was on Hunter?
Yeah, of course. I talked to him. He was out of the Steppenwolf acting academy and the group, the acting group out of Chicago, and we talked all about that stuff. And he came on and he played a guy who was a serial killer.
Was he good at a young age like that? Excellent.
Oh yeah, he was excellent. And so we I don't know if I shot him or I think
or did you throw him off the building?
I don't know what I did with him.
You shot him?
I think I might have shot him.
He likes you. He says that say hi to Fred, and he wants to get together with you at some point.
No,
So
Gary's
that's pretty
good. He's always doing things like this, and he's a special guy. Not only is he talented, but he does things for other people that's very. It comes highly recommended, I would say.
Yeah, so that's our buddy Gary Sinise. He's got a office down the road here. We should invite him to dinner one night, one of our dinners.
To one of your
the dinners that you buy for me.
The
that
ones
you
that
were
you
supposed to buy
buy?
last
The
week,
ones-
and when I went to collect, you said, "Well, I think I got some salmon in my bag."
I'll give you a list of times I've bought people dinner. You're not one of them, but the amount of dinners I've bought for
That's
people.
good.
I wish I had that money back. I'd pay my mortgage off.
That's good. Okay, we're going to continue straight ahead. Fred has a list for you that might cheer you up here if you're having a
I
bad
have something
week.
here for you.
Stay with us here. It's The Lounge, Michael Horn and Fred Dreyer. Michael Horn and Fred Dreyer for you for Solar Optimum. We come and broadcast from the Solar Optimum studios, 818-745-1489. This is a big deal. You can save energy if you put solar power on your house. Am I right, Fred Dreyer?
Well, listen, if you're tired of those offensive power bills, which I know I am, I had a bill the other day for $683. That's just completely outrageous. Anything over $150, you got to get Solar Optimum.
And they now have this Tesla battery that not only is there for you in a power outage, like an earthquake or the wind blows out the power or something hits and the power line goes out or whatever, but it's there for you in the evening to trickle in more power into your house so you can save even more money. You can go and find out more information and get that Tesla battery in your home. Am I right?
Yes, you can. And all you got to do is call 818-745-1489.
Don't be left out in the cold and the dark. Save your family. Get light in there. 818-745-1489. Solar power and the Tesla backup battery. 818-745-1489.
Hey guys, Ryan the Rhino DeSico here for my friends at Liberty Health Share. If your healthcare has become a burden and you're worried about being stuck for another year, listen up because you do have options. Liberty Health Share could be the solution to your problem. Open enrollment is here, and this could be your chance to free yourself from insurance. Take this opportunity and join Liberty HealthShare. You can finally be in control and have freedom when it comes to your healthcare. Liberty HealthShare offers an entirely open network, which means you choose your own doctors and you choose your own hospitals. Liberty HealthShare offers freedom from insurance, meaning there are no related tax penalties. To find out how you can easily make the change, call Liberty HealthShare today at 855-585-4237 or visit their website at libertyhealthshare.org. That's libertyhealthshare.org. Do it today.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California, with the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach, footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit innatlagunabeach.com.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Any Napa guy knows, and science proves, the best minivan is the one you've already got. Part kid transporter, part drywall mover. Who cares if the faux wood grain is a little faded? That was a platinum package option in 1987. With over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. Because it's not old, it's vintage. That's Napa know-how.
We're back in the Sports Lounge. Michael Horn, the one and only Mr. Fred Dreyer.
Thank you so very much. You know, ladies and gentlemen, we like to have a lot of fun here on the show. We have more fun than we probably do anything else.
That's true.
And several years ago, a friend of mine handed me some stuff, and it was under the topic of stuff you didn't know you didn't know.
Okay.
Stuff
you didn't know you didn't know.
Yeah, and also there was another heading, why some men have a dog and no wife.
And I had a dog, the lovely Angie, the Wonder Dog, passed away here a couple of weeks ago. And it's still very sad to come home and not have Angie there. So I'm curious as to why men would have a dog and not a wife.
Yeah, so this is, you're going to find out. I have a couple of these things here. I've got 3 pages of these things. Yeah, we did. We went in depth on this over the weekend.
Okay.
And so the topic is, once again, why some men have a dog and no wife. Number one, the later you are, the more excited your dogs are to see you.
That's very true.
Right?
Very true. If you come home very late, the dog, you stay away for a weekend. The dog's
tail's
excited.
wagging.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to see.
And it takes a while to calm him down, too. You know?
True.
You want to get in the shower, and the dog wants to get in there with you.
Yeah.
Number 2, dogs don't notice if you call them by another dog's name.
Oh, that's good.
That's always
that's the good one.
That's the good one you need to have.
Yeah.
You got to have that one.
I fight. Oh, that's not your name. And the dog's still excited. That's good.
Right. Dogs like to leave. Dogs like it if you leave a lot of things on the floor.
This is why some men have dogs and not wives. So dogs like it if you leave things on the floor.
Yeah, they do. Contrary to what you might think. Number 4, a dog's parents never visit. Right?
That's true.
And number 5, dogs agree that you have to raise your voice to get your point across.
That's a good one.
All
I
dogs
love that.
agree.
I love
It's
that.
great.
All dogs,
yeah.
all dogs
When you
agree.
put all the dogs in a room, they're all agreeing on this one topic.
Raise your voice to get your point across. That's great. That's why guys have dogs instead of wives.
That's right. That's right. Number 6, dogs find you amusing when you're drunk.
That's really a joy, little
That's it. That's one of your favorites. I'm sure it is.
Yeah. Come over here and sit down right next to me.
Number 7, dogs like to go hunting and fishing.
That's we have wives do not. That's true.
Number 8, a dog will not wake you up at night to ask, if I died, would you get another dog?
These are great reasons why
right.
men
That's
prefer
right.
having dogs instead of wives.
Number 9, if a dog has babies, you can put an ad in the paper and give them away.
That's good.
That good?
That's a good one.
That's a good thing to know. You may want to write that down and put it in your wallet. Number 10, a dog will let you put a studded collar on without calling you a pervert.
That's good.
Number 11, if a dog smells another dog on you, they don't get mad. They just think it's interesting.
Let me hear that one more time.
Yeah. Number 11, if a dog smells another dog on you, they don't get mad. They just think it's interesting.
It's interesting.
It is interesting.
It is good.
And last but not least, number 12, if a dog leaves, it won't take half your stuff.
And there you have it. 12 reasons
that's
why
right.
men prefer dogs over wives.
Now, we read this periodically. We'll probably read it before the year is out again.
Next week.
But maybe next week if we have nothing going on in the
Somebody
show.
emails us and wants it. We have nothing going on.
Now, next week you should know this.
What?
We're under the the demand here to read stuff you didn't know you didn't know.
So that's next week on the show?
Yeah, that's next week on the show.
Okay, good. So this is going to be good stuff. Stuff you didn't know you didn't know.
You didn't know. So we have why some men have dogs and no wives. We've just read that.
Yep.
And now next week we're going to read stuff you didn't know you didn't know.
So, and by the way, you were at the ball game you mentioned. What did you have for dinner? Did you have any kind of Dodger dog or something?
You know what I had? I went to the buffet, and they have a very good buffet. They do a very good job, for the money you pay for behind home plate.
You go to the special seats.
I go to the special seats, yeah.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
You're up to the general population.
Yeah,
you
that's
could
right.
get hurt up there.
Yeah.
But there was a guy sitting in front of me that had a Giants jersey on, and on the back it had Barry Bonds number 25.
Okay.
And then above the name, above the number was the name Beat LA. And he was standing up almost the entire game. Every time, and of course, the Giants were ahead 4-0. So this guy was standing up, walking around, pointing to his back.
Really?
People weren't liking it.
They weren't liking that, right?
So by the time the game turned, and it was now 10-4 and 13-5, the people started getting more drunk, and they started coming at this guy, giving him a lot of grief.
And were the security guys there?
Well,
Those guys from the rugby team around?
They were looming,
Yeah.
but it wasn't dangerous or anything. But you could see it. Anybody who does something like that is crazy. They're asking for it,
right?
As far as I'm concerned. What was I going to say?
So you were saying they were coming at him. They were like coming at this guy or whatever.
Yeah. But what I was going to say before that.
Oh, that was it. I thought.
Was that it?
Yeah, that was what the story was.
Oh, I'll think of something.
I mean, if you have something else to say, you
I probably
come back
don't.
with it. So
I'm sure it's really important.
I mean, baseball is now into a few weeks. A lot of people on the DL
25
list.
games.
25 games in, and we already got people on the disabled.
Yeah, they got
list.
10. Every team has 10 to 15 players on the DL.
Yeah, and those that survive are the ones that can handle injuries. Big part of modern day baseball is the big injuries that's there. So, if you can, weigh in on this with us, and you can follow Fred on all social media. You got Fred Dryer on Twitter. It's Fred_Dryer, D-R-Y-E-R, Fred_Dryer. And you got Facebook.com/The Real Fred Dryer, Facebook.com /The Real Fred Dryer.
Mm-hmm.
And you can email him, and we read emails on this show, always do, FredDryer@CRNTalk.com, FredDryer@CRNTalk.com. Now, when we come back here on the show, I want to talk to you a little bit about this new phenom, apparently on the new home run leader on the Yankees. Have you heard about this guy, Aaron Judge?
No.
Well, we're going to talk about it. He's already hit numbers 11 and 12 for the season.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this his rookie year?
I guess first year is somebody new. The Yankees always get him. They put the thought of being a great player in your head when you wear those pinstripes.
Yes, and a good haircut.
And when you went and played for the New York Giants, you yourself, Fred Dryer, talked about the history running out into that Yankee Stadium there. You felt everything.
Biggest thrill of my life, and up to this point in time, I'm 71 years of age come July, and that right there is in my top 5 moments.
Wow, I wonder what the other 4 are.
No, I can't tell you.
That list will be coming up in a couple of weeks.
That's on the list next week.
That's good.
For me, it was the big S-Class from the 90s. Beautiful. My friend's dad had one.
The SL. All of the SLs. I've been watching those since I was a kid.
I think the 1971 SC was the first Mercedes that just blew me away.
Everyone remembers the first time they saw one, and the day they began to long for a Mercedes-Benz of their own. Well, that day may be a lot closer than you think. With a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz, you can experience the luxury, the unparalleled safety, the performance, and the style Mercedes-Benz is famous for at a price you can afford. Beautiful SUVs, sedans, coupes, and convertibles that are factory certified and covered by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 3 years, so you can drive without a worry for as far as you like. And during the certified pre-owned sales event going on now through May 31st, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and special financing available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
Hey, Mom, I got your message. Do you need me to come home early?
Hi, dear. We're all doing fine. The kids haven't slowed down all day, and thanks to Blue Emu, neither have I.
But I thought you said...
Well, I tried your father's Blue Emu Maximum Arthritis Relief Cream. It worked fast to relieve the pain in my achy muscles and joints.
Blue Emu, huh?
That's right, and it's odor-free.
Blue Emu Maximum Arthritis Relief. Beat the pain and enjoy life. Available at Walmart and Walgreens.
Are you dreaming of a summer vacation? It's time to stop dreaming and start booking. Hi, I'm Jen O'Neill.
And I'm Jeff Manheimer.
And we're the founders of Tripping.com, the world's largest site for vacation rentals.
With more than 10 million vacation rentals to choose from, Tripping.com makes it easy to find the perfect beach house, lake house, or condo for your big summer vacation.
And with access to all of those properties, we can tell you that now is the time to find the best places and the best prices for your dream vacation rental.
That's TRIPPING.com.
To find the perfect place to stay, go to Tripping.com today.
We're back in the Sports Lounge. We being yours truly, Michael Horn, the one and only Sultan of Safeties. 2 safeties in one game in the same quarter. I'm talking about Mr. Fred Dryer. So we got this guy, his name is Aaron Judge. He's on the New York Yankees. And listen to this. He hit his home this last week against the Toronto Blue Jays. They were talking about after he hit home runs 11 and 12. And up to that point, he'd averaged a 0.5 of a home run per game played on the season. And he has barely less than 1 home run every 8 plate appearances. That pace would best Barry Bonds' 2001 season, but they say it's over a small sample size. So, he's 25 years old. He's been able to accomplish all this in 99 plate appearances up to those home runs we talked about. He's got more than 10 home runs and fewer than 100 plate appearances. He's the only player in baseball with that. So that's a pretty good accomplishment.
He's off to a good start.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens on that one there.
Oh, by the way.
Yes.
Turkey.
What?
That's what I had at the Dodger game.
Oh, it was.
That's what I was going to tell you.
So you had turkey?
Yeah, great turkey too.
You usually do seafood of some kind.
Well, usually, but I don't discount chicken or turkey if it's splendidly prepared, and it was.
It was good.
Wow. Yeah, I had Brussels sprouts and I had Caesar salad and I had some good stuff.
Tune in at this time every week when Fred talks about his dinner menu. We have a different show here that you're not on, but you should have been on today because I mentioned you might have heard me talking about it prior to this show when we do the show live on Wednesdays. And the guy was on, a doctor, and here's what he said. And I'm listening, I'm thinking to myself, this guy must have played football with Fred Dryer. The guy said, you got to take your body weight, divide it in half, and that's how many ounces of water you have to drink every single day. And then he says that you got to have alkaline water in your body, and he says because it takes down the inflammation. I mean, did you get a hold of this guy? Was this one of your guys? You've been preaching this for years.
How old is this guy?
I don't know.
What's
He was on the phone.
Oh,
he
he's on
wasn't.
the
He
phone.
wasn't in the studio.
Oh.
He's on the phone. This doctor, but he's kind of stealing your act. I asked him if he ever played football with you.
What would
because-
that have anything to
Well,
do with
because maybe you're on the same team, and your diet rubbed off on him.
it? That's not likely.
He says he talked about the bad things. He says the sugars that you have over there and these sweets and all that stuff that turn to acid in the body, and you don't want acid because that's a sick body.
Well, you got
and
to flush it. You got to flush it.
That's what he said. And he talked about you have two circulation systems. You got obviously the veins and the blood, but you also have the lymphatic system, which depends on movement and enough water in there to move through the system.
And the lymph system, folks, kicks in. The body demands it when the liver cannot cleanse the blood. Food goes through the small intestine, goes into the bloodstream, it's carried to the liver, it's treated. If the liver is diminished with potassium, magnesium, and organic sodium, then a bad blood, a acid blood, is released from the liver with the nutrients. It's spread out around all through the system. But the lymph system will kick in, and that's where inflammation really starts. When the lymph system starts sweeping up the blood, it can't be cleaned by the liver.
So you want to make sure your liver's cleaning up the blood and eating the right stuff, right?
You were starting to glaze over there for a moment.
This was getting. I don't know how that was fitting into the world of sports.
No, you were starting to nod. I noticed you were nodding.
I was going to doze off on that one. So it's good. Have you ever taught this course at a accredited university?
Yeah, the old folks' home.
It's good. And they would listen.
And they would snooze right through
They would
it.
benefit from this. It's good. That's very good.
I would talk real low, and it put everybody to sleep within like 3 minutes.
Yeah, unless you pull out your old gun. That you
What
had
was
on the
that thing you said about the water? Doesn't apply to you, sir.
Did they ask the questions like about maybe 30 minutes after you brought something up? They were talking about water.
What does meat mean? Well, let's see. We go back in my notes. Meat. Yes.
Oh, boy. All right. The Texas legislature has honored your friend Tony Romo and his Cowboys career.
Yeah, I noticed that. Why is that?
They praise his character, his humble roots, and just as much as his football accomplishments. He appeared Wednesday before the Texas House, which halted work so the lawmakers could take photos with him. He was appearing before the state Senate. There was a representative there, Richard Raymond, who's a Democrat from Laredo, Texas. He wore the Romo jersey. There was the Representative Jeff Leach from Plano, a Republican, put on a Cowboys helmet. And Romo had recently retired, because he's becoming a game analyst.
There's nothing worse than politicians kissing ass.
Really?
Nothing worse. It's so transparent.
Not good, huh?
No, I don't want.
There's also a guy that's in California that has he's got a bill in front of the California legislature that says, listen to this, that bicycle riders should be able to decide whether they should stop or not at stop signs. So the rules of the road, there's a bike rider going there, and if they don't want to stop, they should be able to go through the stop signs, and it's up to the driver to yield to them. Now, is that the stupidest rule you ever heard in your life, to allow a stupid bike rider to not stop?
Well, yeah.
That's dumb.
That's.
I mean, these bike riders get in my way sometimes. They're sitting there so intense.
Oh yeah, go up on Mulholland on Sunday and see they drive like they.
I just came back from a 20-mile run. Yeah, great. I'm glad you did your 20-mile run. Just stay on your side of the roadway. I was coming into work today, and there was a guy hauling a bunch of junk going opposite traffic in his bicycle. I felt like saying, hey, buddy, you want to take a ride up on top of my hood for a while? I mean, you're supposed to go with the flow of traffic.
Don't you think that when you hear things like a man on a bike has been hit and run over somewhere, that you always wonder what the real circumstances were?
Yeah, because you wonder what's going on. I mean, sometimes the bike riders need to keep their mind where their body is. Instead of worrying about doing the 20 miles, pay attention to what's going on around you.
Good think.
You know? Anyway, that's my thoughts. For you bicyclists out there, a little sports comment from all of us here.
I drive a black Chrysler. Stay away from me.
You know, Fred Dryer and I have been talking about BlueApron.com, where they send you fresh food right to your house with the recipes and everything. And you've been using this, Fred Dryer, and you made dinner for me the other night.
Yes, I did. I had my Blue Apron on, and I noticed you didn't bring your Blue Apron with you, but we put a beach towel around you, and you did quite nicely getting that food shoved in there.
Salmon piccata was delicious, and you got all the fresh ingredients. They give you the recipe with it. It's less than $10 a person. There's so many new recipes. It's flexible. You can customize the recipes. Very easy to do. We were watching TV while you put the meal together.
You can't beat it. There's a knock on the door. They deliver it. You put it in the oven. You cook it and put it in your favorite type pie tins, and you're sitting there in front of the TV. The next thing you know, you're falling asleep.
Blue Apron has a freshness guarantee for you. Here's the best part. You get your first 3 meals free with free shipping. You go to BlueApron.com, put in the keyword dryer. That's BlueApron, BlueApron.com/dryer, DRYER.
How old are you? 25, 35, 50, or older? If you have pain, we can help. Do your knees hurt?
Ow!
Let me ask you again. Are your knees killing you?
Oh, yeah. Are they ever?
What about your back? When you bend over, does it feel like this? How about when you get out of bed in the morning? If you're like me, your knees and back feel like this.
Oh, that hurts.
I found a company called the Pain Relief Hotline. They specialize in ways to treat your knee, back, and neck pain without surgery or taking medications. The good news is if you have insurance, you may have little or no cost or out-of-pocket expense. I've used them. It works. Call the Pain Relief Hotline now for free information. 800-309-2677. 800-309-2677. Call now. 800-309-2677. That's 800-309-2677.
CRN listeners, when you come to Southern California, stop by a great restaurant, the Dresden Restaurant at 1760 North Vermont Avenue in Hollywood. Enjoy great entertainment, like the music of the legendary Marty and Elaine at the world-famous Dresden Restaurant. The Dresden was a location for the making of the movie Swingers. Now you can swing with stars Marty and Elaine. Plus, enjoy great food, too, like French onion soup, artichoke hearts, and many other great appetizers. Seafood, there's salmon, shrimp scampi, New Zealand orange roughy, halibut, Lake Superior whitefish, and specialties like veal, marsala, piccata, and parmigiana. Plus, we've got a great roast rack of lamb, chicken piccata, and cordon bleu, and pasta dishes, too. Steaks, filet, New York, Chateaubriand for 2. Much more, too, including pork chops, prime rib of beef, and an incredibly extra large cut of prime rib. It's the Dresden Restaurant, open for lunch Monday through Saturday and dinner Monday through Sunday. Check us out at 1760 North Vermont Avenue or call 323-665-4294.
Show we never call the Fred Dryer Show. It's the Sports Lounge. But for a matter of purposes, it really is the Fred Dryer radio program. The one and only acting legend, the football superstar, played for the Giants, was on the New England Patriots for a heartbeat, and then, of course, the great career with the Los Angeles Rams, and then the acting career, Hunter, Land's End, Agent X, Crisis, the list goes on and on and on. And so, this lovely listener, Pamela, sent in this picture of you, Fred Dryer.
Yeah.
And again, we're up on, you can check us out on YouTube. You can also tune in to us if you want to during the show. We do it live. We have the streaming going on there at crntalk.com, Tiki Live, and, of course, Roku. You can check all of our networks on the Roku box if you have one of those. In this picture, Pamela says, would love to know the circumstances of this very sexy photo of Mr. Dryer. Now, I'll describe it for you, those of you that aren't able to see it on our video feed. It is Fred Dryer. It looks like he's standing on ice, actually, but there's shade here, so it's some kind of a grass area. But you have one of the snazziest looking tuxedos, the white shirt, the bow tie, just the hair perfectly combed, your arms crossed. You look like some kind of a GQ model. Now, tell me about this photograph. Where was this taken?
That was taken in Cabo San Lucas.
So this was when you were doing Land's End? Is that water that I'm seeing around there?
No, that was kind of like, it was a patio-like area, and the cement and all that stuff was kind of. See, you can see the bottom. There's it's got shadows and stuff. So it was the double exposure, I think it was.
No, so here's the deal. You're in Cabo San Lucas. I've been to Cabo.
Yeah.
It gets quite warm there and a little humid. What the heck you doing wearing this birthday suit here?
Well, every once in a while I just go to work in a tux.
So you would show up at the set of Land's End.
It's a special form of leadership, Mike.
And so you would come dressed to the nines in a tux?
Yeah, I set the standard of behavior on the set, as I was always famous for.
What was
Here comes Fred, and he's got his tuxedo on. Uh-oh, snap to it.
Fred must be in one of those moods. He's wearing his tuxedo again. What was the premise of the series Land's End? I never saw that series, but I'd like to catch it. What was that about? It was one of the
premise.
syndicators.
The premise was about friendship and loyalty.
And so, what was the show? Were you like a?
I was a hotel security man myself, and Jeff Lewis, who was my good friend.
Yep.
And we got into all kinds of weird stories.
I want to see this show. Is it available on YouTube or anything anywhere?
You might Google it up. Land's End. It was made and released for distribution, global distribution, in 1995.
We're going to start putting some things up on our website that we can have things for sale. Could we maybe sell DVD collections of Land's End? Right?
Yeah, but that was a sequence where I was going to get married.
Oh,
in
was
the show.
You were going to get married, so you had your tux. Okay, that makes sense.
But so we just took a bunch of crazy shots. We took so many photographs down there of different things that were just wild stuff, boy. I've got a whole box full of photographs that were taken on location down there.
Who was the lucky woman that you were going to get married to? What actress here in this series? Do you recall? Who was going to be your wife?
Yeah.
No, apparently doesn't.
Mary.
Who?
Mary.
Mary who?
I forgot who it was. I can see her. I'll think of it.
Mary Steenburgen. No.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
All right, I want to remind everybody you can follow Fred on Twitter, Fred_Dryer. That's very important. Get to follow him.
Mary Margaret Humes.
Oh, Mary Margaret Humes.
Yeah, she's great.
And also Fred on Facebook.com/The Real Fred Dryer, and you can email him Fred Dryer.
We had chemistry.
What?
We had chemistry.
Mary Margaret Hughes?
Mary Margaret Hume.
Hume.
Yes.
She had that Hume that was adorable, wasn't it? The Humidor.
Yeah.
Fred Dryer at crntalk.com.
CRN Digital Talk Radio prides itself on being the station of every situation. And you can listen to us on nearly any platform and device. Download to your iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry episodes of What's Cookin'. And take Master Sommelier Michael Jordan with you to the wine shop so he can help you pick out that perfect bottle of wine. Stream episodes of the Sonoma Wine Report